This is a HeadGum podcast.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like you know to check if your favorite musical artist has a cover of that song by your other favorite musical artist. Did I mention that May has a new album out?
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings varies, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Handsome, chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod. Chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod.
Cheers. Welcome to the Handsome Podcast. I am one of your very handsome hosts, and my name is Tig Notaro.
My name is May Martin.
And I'm your sultry, sexy sounding Fortune Feimster.
Oh,
Fortune, my
God.
goodness.
Have you guys ever heard my voice this low before?
Or crackly.
Yeah, it's not the depth. It's like, it almost sounds like you're choked by emotion. But
I
that's-
am.
Or puberty.
And
Or
You're
puberty.
choked up by going through puberty. Tell us with what's left of your voice, what happened to your voice?
I don't know. I was traveling this weekend. I had shows in Alabama.
Yeah.
And it is spring there, and there's pollen, and I was literally sitting under trees, dumping pollen on me.
I'm picturing like little piles of yellow dust on your shoulders.
Yes,
and-
with my mom in my hometown.
Mm.
After Alabama, and out of nowhere last night I just couldn't talk anymore. I'm not sick.
Uh-huh.
I just don't have a voice, and you guys miss me too much, and we didn't want to not be together today.
That's correct.
Yeah, we forbid it. I feel like a psychiatrist might like diagnose that psychosomatically, like be like you need a break from being observed and heard, like you or like you're struggling to say what you feel. You know what I mean?
I would say stress is probably also involved in this.
I think the throat is a very emotional organ. Is it an organ? It's passage.
The throat, I don't know if that's an organ.
It's more like a fleshy tube.
Fleshy tube.
It might be an organ. I really don't know. I am not the one to come to about any sort of anything, really.
Right,
Except
right.
like we were saying before we started the episode, Thomas found a cat, or the cat found Thomas. He wanted to call me, and then he didn't want to bother me. And I was like, listen, you can always bother me about kitty stuff, but organs, I don't know if I'm
You
the
don't
one
wanna
to
be
call.
bothered.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the one to call.
If I didn't have my voice, do you think I could do this? My funny Valentine.
That is a really beautiful face.
Oh my God!
When
it was the
will you,
face.
will you do that again, please?
Well, I don't know the rest of the words. So I'll
Well,
do
that
the
what you
same
sang
one.
What you
is
sang was
enough to get that face going.
My funny Valentine.
Wow, Fortune.
I literally can't go up an octave.
I'm not even listening to the voice. It's the face.
Wow.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
When you sound sultry, you have to look sultry.
Is that what sultry is?
Today.
Why couldn't
a funny Valentine.
why couldn't this ailment have struck you on the night of the Alanis Morissette concert, and then I would have had to step in?
Yes, good
Yes.
point, May.
Yeah.
May. Well, now you know this could happen at any point.
I just have to stress you out before I
I have
realize.
to
You have to
stressed.
pour pollen on Fortune's head and shoulders.
I have to be tired, have pollen poured on my head, and be stressed.
Yeah.
Wait, so Tig, you were mentioning that Thomas found a stray cat. So,
Look,
guys,
there's a person walking behind
There's a
me.
ghost in your house.
I feel like it's my wife,
There's
Stephanie.
a ghost in your house.
Okay, so last night I had a friend over and I said to her, I've got a surprise for you out back because, guys, I got a sauna out back and I was really excited.
Oh.
I got a lot to say about it, but I was really excited to show her. So I'm like, I got a surprise. And so we go to my back door. As we walk out, there is a white, scraggly dog staring at me with like muddy feet, and it's been shaved and it's old and it's scraggly and it's like it looks almost rabid.
Uh-huh.
And so first of all, she thinks this is the surprise that I'm showing her.
Yeah,
and
you got her
so
a dog.
I'm like, what is this dog? And then I hear people shouting, marshmallow, marshmallow, marshmallow. And so I turn around the corner, and at my gate, like holding onto the bars of the gate, are 3 people, like a grandma person.
Was it Otsko and her grandma?
That was sort of the vibe. Grandma person, then like a sort of 50-year-old woman, and then like a guy my age. And none of them know each other. But the grandma person is like, that's my granddaughter's dog, Marshmallow. And then they come running in. I let them in, and they get Marshmallow, and she picks him up, and she's like, I'm going to give you a beating or something to the dog. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, no, I'm joking. I don't know why I said that. She starts sobbing. She's like, my granddaughter would have killed me if I lost her dog. It ran away from the groomers. Anyway, it was all very emotional.
Who are the other people, though, if they weren't involved with the dog or grandmother?
They're Good Samaritans. They saw the dog bolt out of the groomers, and then they'd been looking forever, and then someone saw it bolt like into my back garden. But
wow,
I love it.
Little cowboy.
My friend thought that I was going, I've got a surprise for you. And then it's this like immersive theater experience with this upset family and this dog.
Yeah.
You're going to foster a traumatic dog.
Yeah.
And was the dog white?
Yeah, it was a white dog called
That's why it was called Marshmallow.
I presume.
Yeah.
And it was not an attractive creature. It was it was stressed.
It was no biggie.
It was no biggie. Oh my God. No.
Oh my gosh. I saw a knockoff brand of Biggie.
Really?
Walking down the street the other day, and I was like, yeah, good luck.
There's a lot of knockoff biggies, and there's
that's right.
Yeah.
Look what I have, you guys.
What is that?
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Is it?
Because somebody told me to drink it. So guess what I'm about to do?
No. You're going to get drunk?
Fortune
Marie.
Gonna get
It
my
is
voice.
1:15 in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
They said swig whiskey.
Why?
Okay, I
For
think
my
that's
voice.
an old wives' tale, because I think
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Oh my God, Fortune's drinking like a Mickey of liquor,
Wow.
like a hot toddy maybe with
And
like
here's
honey,
my throat
lemon.
coat to wash it down.
Okay, that's good. That I approve of.
Does throat coat work?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Some people say that whiskey is like, of all the liquors, it makes you angry. So are you gonna get pissed at us?
Oh.
Oh, let's see how this hour unfolds.
Okay, this is a good moment for you to, maybe we can all air out our grievances.
Oh, God.
What are you upset with me about, and what are you upset with May about?
Oh God.
We're starting with me.
Yeah, well, because you're the one liquored up.
Yeah.
And be honest.
I'm upset that you just had a birthday
Uh-huh.
and I didn't get any birthday cake.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a rule? Anyone with a birthday has to send Fortune.
Yes, I know. Max and Finn ordered. I like to have king cake every year.
What's that?
It's the cake
From Louisiana.
for Mardi Gras, and so I love having that. It's my favorite cake.
Don't you bite into it and things are in it?
Yeah, there's a baby or a penny sometimes.
That sounds dangerous.
It's good luck, and it's also you have to host the next Mardi Gras party.
Ooh.
I like
Guys,
the idea. How
don't
come
yuck my yum.
I don't want to bite into a baby and then have to host a party.
It's not a real baby. It's just a
Well,
very
I
tiny little
figured.
baby.
How come we don't hide more stuff in food like that? That's such a fun element to any meal.
Like a knife, to
Yeah,
break you out
saw-
of prison.
Would
yeah,
you
a cake
want-
in the shape of a saw.
Yeah.
Would you want to be proposed to via a ring and a piece of cake?
I never want to be proposed to again, ever.
No?
Anyway, moving on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you had this cake.
Okay, so yeah.
Fortune's
and-
pissed about it.
Yes, every year.
pissed.
If
That's why I'm drinking.
if anybody's looking for the greatest vegan cake in the world, and actually other vegan snacks and cheese, Yvonne's vegan it's in Pasadena, California. It is so good. She makes my my king cake every year. It is so delicious.
Yeah.
And so Max and Finn ordered this for me, and it was a surprise / not surprise, I'll
Right.
be honest, since I have it every year.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I should have thought we need to save some for Fortune, but I was worried about your throat.
I know,
Right.
but cake makes it better.
Okay, what are you upset with May about?
Oh,
and you can
May,
say
what-
anything.
May, I'm so upset with you that you had a friend over and I wasn't invited.
Okay, there's a theme here.
Mhm.
There's a theme which is Fortune wants to be included.
Leave me out.
Mhm.
I mean, I was out of town for both things.
I wish
But
that
who
you had
cares?
been there for the marshmallow incident because you're like a dog whisperer. You could have like snuggled that dog up.
Come here, little. I could talk to him like this with this voice. Come here, little doggy.
Your voice does sound a lot better than the voice memo you texted us this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was only awake for like 30 minutes, and I was
Yeah.
like, uh-oh.
That's kind of a Mae Martin strategy sometimes is like right when you wake up, your voice is pretty croaky. So you do the voice note then saying, guys, I'm not feeling
Guys,
great.
I'm not gonna note to self. Now we know you're if you ever do that.
No, I gave up long ago I feel like you guys see through me. I gave up
like
long
day-
ago.
day
Now if
one.
day one you saw through me. Now if I say I'm sick, it's because I'm really sick. Because
All right.
I know I can't pull one
That's
over.
That's what you'll hear when you call in with I'm gonna have a cold at 3:00 today.
I'm planning on having
It'll
a
be
fever.
over. It'll be over at 4:30.
Yeah, it'll be over at 6:30 because I have to go on a date then. But
Yeah.
until then, it'll. Yeah.
Do you really have a date?
I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, but I'm excited for the possibilities of the sauna in my life.
I love that you have a sauna. I've thought about getting one.
I cannot recommend it highly enough. Like they're not that expensive. They say it lowers your chance of cardiac like health problems by like 40%. And
Wow.
half an hour a day. It heats up super fast. It smells like cedar wood. It's so nice.
How many people fit in yours?
4, of course.
Yeah, of course.
4.
And is
Minimum.
it the infrared light?
No, but I'm
Sauna?
thinking about getting a red light in there.
Mm.
And I've named it because I watched the Severance finale last night. So in Severance, there's this room called Cold Harbor. That's like the project they're working on. And so I've named the sauna Hot Harbor. And
Oh.
I might like engrave it or something. I don't know.
And how long do you stay in there?
I mean, I've only had it working for less than 24 hours and I've been in
Oh.
there about 90 minutes. And I
90?
feel like a sack of skin, like all the fluid's gone out of my body, but I feel healthy.
Okay.
Okay. And do you
I'll
feel like
lock it.
your cardiac stuff is
Yeah.
good?
I
You're
think
in the
it's
clear.
going to help me not smoke the couple cigarettes I smoke every day because when you get out of it, you feel so good in your body. You don't want to mess with that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Should I get a cold plunge, you think?
Do you have enough room in your yard?
Yeah, but maybe I'll just get a bucket.
Are you at your house, your new house?
Yeah, I'm back home after so long away
Mhm.
in so many different countries. Yeah.
And are
Aw.
those all of your trophies and awards? My eyesight is terrible.
They are, but
There's a big
I didn't
head
think
on
of-
one.
Yeah, that's like the Taskmaster. You know that game show Taskmaster?
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't think about that for the podcast and now I'm embarrassed. But those are
Why
my
are you
trophies.
embarrassed? You're a very decorated comedian.
Thank you.
Why don't you walk us through all of this? I see ha on something.
Fortune's plant, of course.
Yeah, I don't want to brag about what I've got behind me, but let's
Fortune's
go through
plant
Mae's.
follows her everywhere.
What is the Ha 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 award?
Oh, that was funny. It's the Rising Comedy Star of the Year, Just for Laughs 2023. I'd been doing comedy for 20 years at that point.
You're a rising star.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Those
funny?
things are all arbitrary, aren't they? But I got my window fixed. You'll see there's going to be no more Black Widow spiders coming through
Let's
there.
see what
You
I've
should
got
also
over
hang
here.
a sign that says no Black Widow spiders allowed.
Yeah.
Whoa, what is
Wait.
this? Mm-hmm.
What's that for?
Guess
I feel like
got
I
an
have that
award.
same thing.
Glisten. Rise up, LA.
Rise up lights.
Rise up lights.
Rise up lights.
So,
Congrats on that, Fortune.
not
You want
the
to
only
tell us
one.
about it?
Yeah, what's
racking
that?
up the awards.
Oh, she's
I'll
drinking
see you
again.
tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I have this, but I
Wow.
don't know who gave it to me.
The fake Oscar? Sorry to
It
assume
is not
it's fake.
fake.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry,
The
that
fact that it's like
3 inches
weighs
tall.
nothing.
Whoa, you
Yeah,
We
but
heard
I
the
don't know.
plastic thud.
I don't know who gave me this.
does it have a plaque on it?
There's nothing on it. Just a ratty old Oscar.
I saw somebody making fun of how whenever anybody makes an acceptance speech, they comment on how heavy the award is.
Yeah.
They're always like, these really are heavy.
And also, looking into the camera, telling their kids to go to bed, of course.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with that. Yeah.
Susie, Jacob,
Go to bed, okay,
go to
kids?
bed.
Oh my God.
It would be funny if you didn't have kids and you told kids
That's
to go to
really
bed.
funny. Or if you said it to your parents, Mom, Dad, go to bed.
Go to bed. You've had too much to drink. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like, to check for the point with the highest elevation whenever you're traveling to a new location. It's always good to get your bearings with a magnificent view.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois. This episode of Handsome is brought to you by Booking.com, the official accommodation partner of MLB. Booking.com, booking.yeah. It's officially spring, which means we'll finally be coming out of hibernation mode and traveling around the U.S. much more frequently. And when I go to a baseball game, you know that my favorite part is when the whole stadium sings a song we all know and love together.
Take me out to the desert. Take me out to the sands. Get me some sunscreen and a guide named Zach. I don't care if I ever come back. So it's lounge, lounge, lounge by the blue pool. If you don't relax, it's a shame. Find a hot but air-conditioned deserty place for your next great stay.
Wow,
Whoa.
May. The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city. Book today on the Booking.com site or app. Booking.com, booking.yeah. Booking.com wants to help make you a fan of any U.S. city with a chance to win $1,000 in Booking.com travel credit. Head to the Booking.com Instagram page at Booking.com and check out our sweepstakes post for more details. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 18 and older from March 26th to April 13th, 2025. All rules are available in the caption of the sweepstakes post. How are you looking to create a bedroom that feels more aligned with your lifestyle? Whether it's upgrading your bedding, adding layers of comfort, or reimagining the way you use your space, Brooklinen can help. They make high-quality bedding with incredible textures and patterns that are perfect for layering, so you can design the bed that's perfect for you and your loved ones.
Brooklinen has so many options to give you that premium, high-quality feel that doesn't compromise on look or comfort. One thing I love about them is their quality. I've had an organic cotton comforter and duvet cover from Brooklinen for months now since I moved, and it still looks brand new. Plus, the duvet cover is machine washable and has held up very, very well after many, many washes.
Brooklinen's customizable bundles make it easy to refresh your bed and bathroom, putting everything you need in one place. Shop award winners and fan favorites in-store or online at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Get 15% off your first order today.
Well, when we host the Oscars, it won't be next year because Conan's doing it again.
Oh, is he?
Oh.
But that'll give us more time to learn to tap dance.
We could kidnap Conan.
Just for
Or,
the night.
Tig, you're good friends with Conan. Tell him that at some point he should have the Handsome Pod tap dance
At his house?
at the next Oscars.
He doesn't have to acknowledge it on stage. He can just walk by us.
He just ignores all the tapping.
And we're tapping.
Yeah.
He has time to think about it. It's not till next year.
Also, I want to be clear. I'm not really good friends with Conan. I'm certainly friends with Conan.
That's
Right.
that's more than we are.
Yeah.
I have his number.
This is more than we have.
Yeah, okay. But I'm not good friends. If he
Okay.
hears this and he
You're
texts
friendly
me,
enough to say, "Hey, bud,
yeah, I'm friendly enough to say, "Hey,
my
bud."
pod."
But if he hears this and he'll text me and say, "You need to correct that."
Yeah, you need to
We're-
make an edit. We're acquaintances.
I
Yeah.
saw some clips of him from the Mark Twain Award, and he's just such a great speaker. He had some
He's
really
so
cool
funny.
things
He's
to
so
say.
funny.
He
Yeah.
is by far one of the top 5 funniest people
I agree.
living.
I agree.
mean, I kind of can't get over it. every time.
And I know he's massively famous and everyone loves him, but I feel like, I don't know, I don't hear enough of like, of people really recognizing it, that he's still so funny. He's so funny in everything he does. It's so effortless. It's so like joyful almost. Like yeah, we got to celebrate.
So smart.
Yeah.
And like so curveball-y. Like whatever topic, he has an angle that I'm like, oh my gosh, didn't see that coming at all. And which, of course, is the key to comedy. But also it's fun sometimes when you see where a joke is going and it unravels to your delight. Where
I like that his specific talent is like his whole being is just a funny person. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like you just put him in any situation, and his reactions, like his deadpan reaction to when he kind of engineers a situation where someone insults him, and then he is so deadpan like that. Oh, it kills me.
He is a silly, silly man, and God, do I love it. Anyway,
he's not our question asker today.
No, he's not. And I'm realizing we didn't make it full circle around where we all could share what we're so upset with each other
what
about.
are y'all upset about?
I don't know if you want to hear it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we should save it for another episode when you're not this sick.
I don't know. I can take it.
I don't think you can, fortunately. I am so upset with you. And May. Yeah.
I think the person who's airing the grievances needs to be drunk on whiskey. That should be the rule.
How's the whiskey going?
Bottoms up.
And who told you whiskey would help your voice?
Somebody on Instagram.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I listen to my followers.
Okay, and then why do you have such a tiny little?
Yeah,
because I checked my messages. I saw this. Two people made this suggestion. I don't do something on just one suggestion.
Yeah,
you need two strangers on Instagram.
Two strangers have to have suggested it.
Okay,
and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm about to start handsome. My throat's being a bad girl.
Mm-hmm. A bad little lady.
And I looked over, and what was sitting on the desk from my last airplane ride, they just hand me a bunch of these when I fly, and I'm like, ugh.
They do?
I don't
never
know
been
why.
handed. I've never been on a flight and a flight attendant just hands me a handful.
I don't even like, I drink, but I don't drink like a crazy, I'm not like a.
Yeah.
So you just sit down. What are you famous for drinking whiskey? And you go?
No, I think it's from my Chelsea Lately days. Some of the gays that watched that show back in the day are just like, here, girl, have fun. And I'm just like, thanks.
Just because they want to celebrate you.
I either don't drink on a plane or I don't drink more than one of these.
I would be in a wheelchair if I drank one of those tiny little ones.
That's true, Tig. I sometimes... before a show, I'll have like a sip of whiskey just to have the taste in my mouth because of like the sense memory of drunk confidence. Even though I'm not drunk at all, I have just the taste in my mouth and I'm like, oh, I must be feeling real loose. Even though I haven't even imbibed.
I will say my voice feels better already in the last 5 minutes. So.
It sounds really good and less sexy, unfortunately.
I know. Yeah. Back to my southern twang.
Okay,
and you're drinking Smooth Move tea for this?
Coat throat, but I do like Smooth Move.
Do you really?
Smooth Move. Where'd you get that?
That's a tea.
That's a real thing?
Yeah.
I thought you just made it up.
You didn't know about Smooth Move tea?
No. What is this?
Oh my gosh. This is a tea that you can drink to have a smooth move.
Really?
Oh, like you're in your butt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. I've only had it once. It's licorice tasting.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You're like, get it out of my body.
I do like black licorice.
Really?
I hate it.
But do you like red licorice, Fortune?
I like it, but I don't love it.
Because apparently if you like red licorice, then you like the smell of gasoline. And if you like black licorice, that's like you're like a rabbit because rabbits love licorice.
I don't love the smell of gasoline.
There's a couple flaws in that.
I poured it all over
No.
myself
There is.
this
I don't see a single flaw, May.
I actually poured gasoline all over myself this weekend.
What?
Not on purpose. At the
Either
gas
way.
station.
all over you, like on your head.
I pulled out the handle, the thing, and
gas gun,
the little
trigger
button thing was already down.
So it was gushing out?
So I opened it and it just started gushing out.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That's
And I'll
so
tell ya,
dangerous.
Not a great smell.
I love the smell.
You do?
I love the smell of gas, petrol, super glue, permanent marker.
I used to as a kid, but I've moved on.
Yeah, you gotta guard what brain cells are.
Yeah, I have a year away from my retirement community.
Right.
So,
do you think that would be a good slasher movie that takes place at a retirement community?
yes, write it.
Okay.
I'll star in it.
Okay. For real?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Great.
As long as I
I'll
can
be
live
someone
there.
that works there.
Yeah, great. And also, I know from doing this podcast enough that you said many times, Tig, that you don't have range. So I'm going to write it specifically for you.
Mhm, yes.
Yeah, you
yes.
basically just have to be like, hi, I'm Tig.
Yeah, and I'm old.
But we could give you full gray hair.
Yeah,
You had
I thought,
gray
I thought there was
hair
going to be more
and-
to that sentence.
You had that long gray hair in y'all's movie.
Yes, and Am I Okay? I'm in a long-haired gray wig.
That's hilarious.
So tune in to Am I Okay?
Do you think when you get older you will grow your hair out?
How much older? Because again, I'm 1 year away from retirement community.
Like 70 or something.
70. Wait, are you saying like
Long hair, yeah.
long gray hair?
Not sure about
It doesn't
that.
have to be gray. You can still dye it, but will it be long?
What do you mean still dye? I don't dye my hair.
Oh, my bad.
You thought I dyed my hair?
Can I be honest? I did too.
Really?
I kind of thought.
I highlight my hair.
I don't no. Haven't I told you that I feel like I am the opposite of when people go, what has this person done with their face, like with plastic surgery? I'm like, I realized one day that people with plastic surgery are looking at me going, does she not know that she can have things done? Because my teeth are cracked and yellow. I have wrinkles and I have gray hair. I mean,
look what I have.
oh,
No,
what is
you're-
that?
Effortlessly handsome. Yeah, what is that, Fortune? It looks like a vibrator.
It does look like one, doesn't it?
Oh, it goes under your eyes for puffy eyes.
Yes.
Don't tempt me because I will order everything under the sun. I don't know if you can see this that I just bought.
This is all the rage, May.
Like an eye wand.
It's a Therabody
Okay, I'm getting it.
depuffer.
Therabody
And it looks like a vibrator.
Depuffer or
Depuffer.
depuffer? I don't think it's a depuffer.
Depuffer.
Hey, depuffer.
Depuffer.
Hey, if it isn't Fortune depuffer, it's been a while, buddy.
May, this is not a sponsored ad, but May, it gets cold and hot like immediately.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Good
I'm
thing
gonna
it's
get
not
one.
a sponsored ad because they would drop
They'd be
us.
complaining.
They'd be like, "We're not depuffer."
I want like a mafia character, like a gangster character who has asthma, who's called Depuffer.
Hey, depuffer.
So
eh.
you're saying depuffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ordered this, which might look like a normal black hat, just like the one I'm wearing.
Looks brown.
It does
Oh.
it looks green to me.
Oh, that's just the light, the
Oh.
golden light. But
What-
Looks like a
does it
little
do?
cowboy hat.
if you look inside, it's lined with silver or something to stop like the radiation rays that we're all getting apparently from our phones and walking around, all the Wi-Fi waves. It's like wearing a tinfoil hat, but
Wow.
it's real. And then I've been reading all about these dangerous waves that we're absorbing. I'm like, I can't believe I live in this reality that I'm buying a basically tinfoil hat to wear.
Are you telling me you bought yourself a depuffer hat?
I bought myself a de-radio puffer hat.
All right. And what is this little lady holding right up there?
If you're watching on YouTube, Fortune's holding up a delightful little handbag.
It's my Chewy Vuitton Paris bag.
Chewy Vuitton.
It's Biggie's.
It's Biggie's actual bag.
Yeah.
And what do you keep in there? What does
No,
he
it's
keep?
a squeeze toy.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Should we get to our question asker?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Today's question asker is a Grammy-winning singer, songwriter, and producer, best known as the frontman of indie folk band Bon Iver. He's got one of the most distinctive and beautiful voices in all of music. Bon Iver's new album is called Sable Fable. Justin Vernon is asking today's question.
I never knew his name was Justin Vernon.
I didn't know that either.
Oh,
And
well, now you know.
And you know he sang with Taylor Swift.
Yes, I know. I'm a big fan. Bon Iver's voice when he says, "Come on, skinny love." Just...
Oh my! I mean, come on, kill me
crying.
now.
Kill me now.
Kill me right now with
Put me
skinny
in the
love.
grave. Put me in a coffin.
Do this though.
Oh God! Oh,
That's
God.
yours. That's yours.
That's all
That's
yours,
all you.
baby doll.
Wait, should we hear his question?
Oh yes. Oh, see?
That's right.
Yeah,
He has a
forgot why
question.
we were even here.
Hey, handsome. Huge fan of all of yours. I'm happy
What?
to be here. My name's Justin
He's
from Bon
handsome.
Iver, and I got a question for everybody. Have you ever been in a place that was so unexpected that you couldn't believe it, and you can't believe it still when you look back? And how did it change you? What happened, and why was it so unexpected?
Okay, not to objectify him, but I didn't know Justin was such a babe. I mean, I've
Total
seen
babe.
I've seen him before, but like
Yeah.
I was blushing.
Yeah, a handsome fella.
He's got a
he
cheeky sparkle in his eye, and that's all I like in a person is like a piratic twinkle in the eye.
No sense of humor, no intelligence.
That's just the
no
twinkle.
compassion.
No empathy.
Yeah, just looking for a
twinkle.
twinkle.
Just need that twinkle
I think if you have a twinkle, you have some empathy.
Yeah.
and some intelligence. You sign up for something, forget about it after the trial period ends, then you're charged month after month after month. The subscriptions are there, but you're not using them. In fact, I just learned that 85% of people have at least one paid subscription going unused each month. Thanks to Rocket Money, I can see all my subscriptions in one place and cancel the ones I'm not using anymore. And now I'm saving more money.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. The new goals feature automatically saves money for you so you don't have to think about it. Pay off credit card debt, put away money for a house, or just build your savings. Rocket Money makes it easy.
Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/handsome today. That's rocketmoney.com/handsome. rocketmoney.com/handsome.
Handsome is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform designed to help you build a website you'll love. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, Squarespace gives you everything you need to claim your domain, whether your website is personal or professional.
Squarespace gives you everything you need to offer services and get paid all in one place. From consultations to events and experiences, you can showcase your handsomest, most professional self. With Squarespace's collection of cutting-edge design tools, anyone can build a bespoke online presence that perfectly fits their brand or business. That includes you. Start with Blueprint AI, Squarespace's AI-enhanced website builder, to get a fully custom website in just a few steps. I've been using Squarespace for years. What I love about them is that they meet you at whatever level you're comfortable with as far as design and complexity. You can get a website up and running really fast, and then Squarespace gives you all the tools to add all the features you can dream of, and some you haven't even thought of.
Head to squarespace.com/handsome for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use offer code HANDSOME to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
That was a great question, too.
Yeah, and I thought right out of the gate that I had the answer.
Yeah.
And I've talked about it on the podcast, which was where I was invited with who we spoke about, Conan O'Brien and a bunch of others, to go to the Vatican to
Oh my
meet
God, yeah.
the Pope. I was like, well, I didn't expect this in my life. But then I immediately switched to, when I was asked, this is a lot of rock stars in one sitting, but Chris Martin asked me to surprise Dakota Johnson on her 30th birthday. Do you know about this?
No?
Okay. So I get an
Had you done
email.
your movie yet?
No, this is how I met her.
Okay.
Chris Martin emails me and he's like, hey, this is Chris Martin. Dakota Johnson is my girlfriend, and you are her favorite comedian. And he said, she's turning 30 years old. This is a few years back.
I would have erased this email because that would have been certain it was spam.
Right. It sounded like I'm a Saudi prince and I just need
Yeah. Why, are those not real?
You've been sending multiple
money.
So he says, you are Dakota's favorite comedian. Will you surprise her on her 30th birthday? And I'm like, okay, I can do this. And I show up. It's this place in Malibu. It's outdoors. It's I show up and I get shuffled immediately into basically a broom closet. Okay.
You're like, can I at least have a salad?
But meanwhile, it's like this outdoor event where there's food trucks, there's a stage, there's like a Led Zeppelin cover band playing.
Oh, sick.
And there's every massive celebrity you've ever dreamed possible in one place.
And you're in the broom closet.
I'm in the broom closet, and I'm with my friend
Les back in that closet.
Yeah, let's shove the old lesbian back there. So I'm in the broom closet. I'm with my friend Greg, another comedian who I brought as my date, and all I asked for was tea, not for throat coat or smooth move, just tea. Usually like spearmint or mint tea. And so I'm just sitting in this essentially broom closet waiting to be called on stage. And Chris comes back and says hello and thanks me for being there. And I'm like, sure thing. And he was like, sorry, I just really want to make this a surprise. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. And then I go out on stage. And I said to Chris, I was like, are you sure I'm her favorite comedian? Because I said, I am mortified thinking about like, maybe you misunderstood something. Yeah. And it's like the big moment of the night is he's surprising her with me. And she's like, who is this? So he's like, I am certain it's you. And I'm like, okay. So it's time for my performance. And I'm led out onto the stage. And Chris and Dakota are sitting front row center, and I'm like, oh my Lord, I'm very self-conscious because I'm still thinking like, I wonder if he has the wrong person.
Yeah.
And I do my show, and
does it go well?
I think it did. I think it went well enough to where I, was friendly with Dakota after, and we worked together, and
did she react when you came out? Was she like, "Oh my God"?
Well, Dakota she's not a real, oh my God kind of person.
Right. She's like you.
Yeah,
cool.
she's way chill, which it all kind of made sense after that point where I'm like, she's so like, she's not, oh my God.
Right.
So anyway, I meet her after. That's all nice and everything. And then Robert Downey Jr. comes up to me, and he's giving me all these nice compliments and like really specific compliments about the different jokes and whatever. And I'm like, oh wow, he really gets my sense of humor. And then he says, and his wife is standing there too, Susan, and he says, my wife was wanting tea, and that sounds good to me too. And I'm curious, where did you get your tea? And I said, oh, I've been sitting in a broom closet for the past hour, and I have tea in that broom closet and some hot water. And he was like, do you mind taking us there to get some tea?
What?
And I was like, sure. So me, Robert, Greg, and myself all go to my broom closet, and I'm fixing their tea. And I'm telling you, it's really a tiny little area. I'm fixing their tea, and I hand everyone some tea. And then he says, you know what? Do you mind if we just hang out in here and all have tea together? He was like, I'm kind of not really in the mood to be at the party.
I respect that so much.
And I was like, sure. And so I thought we'd probably sit there for a half hour and drink our tea. We were in the broom closet the entire night.
Oh my God.
Me,
that's funny.
Robert, Susan, Greg, drinking tea in the broom closet, and then wrapped up, and I left.
Oh my God.
I did not even
You didn't even
interact
go
at
to one
the park.
food truck.
I didn't do anything. I just went home, and then Dakota. But that was a moment where I was sitting there going, how on earth am I in a broom closet pouring tea and spending hours with my friend Greg and Robert and Susan Downey?
Yeah, that's insane.
And it was so fun. It was
That's always the best moments at a party, when you break off into a little group and like a little
broom closet.
Broom closet, yeah.
So
how
I
have you
figured
not
I'd
told
share
us that story. That's
Yeah.
a great
Yeah,
story.
that's a
I
really
figured
good
I'd
one.
share that over going back into, wow, it was so crazy to be at the Vatican with Conan O'Brien, my best friend.
Yeah.
So
That's really cool.
yeah, it was just a funny, weird moment that
Yeah,
I
like that
really
a lot.
enjoyed.
Oh man, do you have one, Fortune?
I mean, I'm only thinking of celebrity stuff right now just because I feel like that those are the most surreal moments you have living in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's like one of those places where like literally at any given moment you can like turn a corner and be talking to like your childhood hero.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you never know who you're gonna meet and where. One would I'm friends with her now, but when I first met Natalie Maines from the Chicks,
Mhm.
Yeah.
she agreed to do this show with me for Comedy Central. We had never met, and now that I know her, I can't believe she said yes. And I had like loved their band my whole life. Well, from the time I was 18 up, and used to like listen to their
17,
song.
you couldn't stand them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Actively hated them.
Listen to their songs on repeat. So she and I sat in her trailer and chatted for a long time, and we got drinks with her afterwards. And then we recently went out of town with her, and her bandmates came, and we had this fun night where we were singing karaoke, and we started singing all these songs from their first album that they like
man, yeah.
don't sing anymore.
Mm.
Yeah.
And like singing at the top of our lungs and having the best time, and they were dancing, and it was like the most surreal moment where I just like pictured myself back in college, and
Yeah.
like, could you have ever imagined
Yeah.
like
That's
singing with them? And I sang on stage with them too, which was very surreal. I sang in the Nashville Bridgestone Arena their Goodbye Earl song, but something about being in a den, and they and they sang like
Oh, it was
not
at
really-
a house.
yeah, it was at a house.
Oh,
just,
okay.
Yeah. That's
a
magical.
dinner party,
Yeah, yeah.
and they sang "Not Ready to Make Nice," which was
That's such a great song.
their huge song from their Controversy. Like singing them
Yes.
sing it in this room with me,
It's so good.
so crazy.
I thought you were
Wow.
saying that you were like at a karaoke club singing it with Natalie. And I was like, wait a minute. Was everyone's head exploding
Yeah.
left and
She
right?
sang at we had a wedding party back in the day. She came and sang at that, and at my she karaoke'd with me at my premiere. I had a little premiere gathering for
Mm-hmm.
my special. She is down for the karaoke.
Love
But
it.
this was just in the house with them
Yeah.
Mhm.
scream singing at the top of our lungs.
Does
and
she live in LA?
She does, yeah.
Oh, okay.
House parties yeah, it's intimate enough that everyone who's there feels vetted. So it means if you do meet one of your heroes, they're kind of predisposed to be like, oh, you're in the gang, I can connect with you in this way. Like it's different to being at an award show or
See,
something.
At very different, you would think, but
Yeah.
that's how I met Taylor Dane, was at a very intimate party. And I thought I was safe. And I don't know if you're familiar with that story.
Yeah, you were not
Yes.
safe.
Yeah, I was not safe. And that's where the "excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, I just have to tell you I love your voice" came from the fact that Taylor and I had a mutual friend that was having an intimate dinner party.
Right.
Tig and I
Anyway.
first met at an intimate at Jamie Babbitt's, remember?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Long time ago.
Were they trying to connect, like hook us up? Why were we? It was just the two of us at Carrie and Jamie's house. When I look back,
thought
I'm
that
like,
for a second, but I'm like, there's no way.
Oh my God.
They invited just Tig and I. But
Yeah.
I think that in their head, they were like, they're both very funny and should be friends.
uh-huh.
Yeah. Mine is I'm gonna veer off the celebrity thing. Those
Please.
Why?
are okay. I'm gonna go. The first thing that came to mind was like the most surreal place I've been, or culturally different place I've been was like Nepal when I was 20 and like up in the mountains and stuff. And there was this one night where it was a full moon, and so there were all these parties in Kathmandu, and I was just so like on my own. And I met this Italian guy who was maybe 5'2". He was tiny. Anyway, we were in this bar and they were playing U2, and everyone from every different country imaginable knew every word, and we were all singing, "You're one, but you're not the same." And yeah. Then I ended up hooking up with this guy in my hostel, this Italian guy, and he was telling me that he grew up in a cult and that he had seen a human being fly. He was like, "I don't know what to tell you. I've seen it with my eyes. Human beings can fly with the power of your mind. I don't know. I've seen it." And I was like, "Whoa, cool, man." And then I got.
And do you believe that?
Yeah, I have no reason to doubt it, Tig.
You have no reason? Like, there's no
If he said
reason
it,
to
it
doubt
must be
that.
true.
I mean, I try to take people at their word, you know. But I mean, he was probably out of his mind. But
Possibly.
he really was like so sincere when he said it.
Yeah.
And then I got sick. I was having stomach problems. I wasn't even like drunk or anything, but I ended up having to run to the bathroom, and I had like explosive diarrhea. And the bathroom was on the roof of the hostel, and the door was kind of open, and I'm squatting over this hole, and I can see the full moon above the thing. And then as I'm squatting there, just like, oh, like, you know, the cramping, like this giant rat the size of a dog comes up to the door of and I'm like, "No, get away," like trying to wave at it. And it was not scared of me. And it just looks at me and hisses with its yellow teeth.
Oh.
And I'm squatting, paralyzed, pooing, and the
Oh
full
my
moon there. And
gosh.
just knowing that then downstairs in my room is this weird guy who thinks people can fly. And I was like, I had a real out of body moment where I just started laughing. Like, I was just like, what is happening? The rat, the poo, the moon, the guy.
And then your moon was
And then my
hanging out
moon was
too.
hanging out. Yeah.
Wow.
I ended up telling him, "Listen, you gotta go."
Did you tell him about your digestive issues?
I said I'm not feeling well, and he probably thought he could cure it or something, but
You just need to fly.
I
mean, I feel like if people could just put their minds to it and fly, there would be a lot of cases of this happening.
I know. But then
You
I've
know?
been listening to the telepathy tapes, and it's really messing with my like paradigm. So I feel like we don't know. Maybe, you know, you hear about those guys meditating in the snow, you know, in their underwear for years.
I don't hear about them.
Oh, you
Tell
don't?
me. No.
We have different
Have you,
algorithms.
Fortune?
I have not.
Okay,
You
yeah.
haven't?
If I hadn't heard about meditation in their underwear, I was like, there is no world this news has reached Fortune.
Well, I guess I feel like I've seen things about like yogis who sit in the snow, and they're basically naked, and they meditate for years without eating, and they're just using sunlight. Do you think this is true? Because I actually can't think of where I've heard this, but I just believe it.
Well, I've heard about people who claim to be oxygenarians,
Yeah.
where they only live off of air.
And sunlight.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
didn't think that was possible.
wouldn't that be confirmed? Like, there should be some tests on this.
I feel like it would be the biggest Hollywood diet hack
Yeah, you're
in
right.
the world.
You're right.
I
Someone
mean,
would have monetized that.
Yes, this would be, this is the same with people thinking they can fly. Not only are you going to see it, like, you know, what are those things where drones,
Yeah,
you'd
yeah.
see people flying, and then you'd for sure, if somebody did it and they were like, I could do it again, somebody's going to get a camera out. Like,
I have been seeing a lot of telekinesis on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
I've seen people, it's like a new thing, people practicing moving paper with their minds and stuff. But it's just videos. It could be fake. But did you see the news story about the pyramids recently?
Mm-mm.
no,
What? Thomas, back me up.
he hasn't either.
Wait, what?
No.
Guys,
What's the news?
What's the news about the pyramids?
Yeah, I only have the old information about the pyramids. It's
Yeah.
like
Okay.
BC.
Okay, this hasn't been confirmed on the major news sites yet, but it's gathering traction. They did a radio analysis, like an analysis deep beneath the pyramids, and they have found giant cylinders that go 2 kilometers deep beneath the pyramids and have like
maybe I did hear
winding
that.
coil. It like changes everything we thought about how they were built. And it's like they think that these were energetic silos, like that the pyramids were some kind of energetic battery or harnessing system.
What?
And there's like these cylinders that are on top of blocks. Are you Googling it, Thomas? No, no one cares. Everyone's just like,
No, I'm not.
yeah.
We're like,
I did hear about this. I didn't read further. But that's what's so insane about the news is that Stephanie and I were just talking about this the other day, that the astronauts that finally got saved and brought back to Earth, everybody's response like, oh, right. Were they still gone? They were still gone?
Yeah. And then we
Like
move on the
9
next
months.
day. We're like, huh, well, they seem
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
everyone
the
keeps
pyramids.
commenting that her hair got gray, and I'm like,
Who?
well, yeah, the woman astronaut.
Everyone's
Oh.
commenting that her hair went gray. And it's like, yeah.
But it's like that's what happens if you're gone for 9 months and you're not dyeing your hair like you, Tig.
How dare you? How dare you? This is all natural, okay? These wrinkles, these yellow cracked teeth and gray hair, all mine.
You're effortlessly handsome, though. You just,
That's
you
true.
wake up, you splash water on your face, you head out the door.
That's right.
Va-va-voom.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
Fortune's got the
I
The
got
deep
this
puff,
vibrator.
Deep puffer, the puffer,
Puffer.
the
Hey,
or
I'll
or it
vibrator on
should
my
just be
face.
called the puffer, puffer,
puffer.
the puffer. Now, Fortune, I'm just realizing you sang a very sultry song. Do you feel insecure at all now that we know Bon Iver is our question asker?
No, I feel like I'm amongst my peers, hot people that can sing.
Hot people that can sing.
Well, should we hear his
Yes.
response?
Yeah.
100%.
Being from a small town in Wisconsin, I did not expect my band to take off like it did and to be traveling the world at the level that we were. But we were getting a lot of looks from people that, it was all very surprising, but probably none more surprising than this story. In 2012, we're running around touring, and we got an email from the people that represent the Coen brothers, the filmmakers, who are originally from this area. I'm the biggest fan of their movies. And to put it into perspective, before I tell you this story, I made movies growing up with my friends. My sports friends and I made movies, and I was never allowed to be on camera because I was so bad at acting. I was always the director. We get an email from the Coen brothers curious if I would read for one of their films. And I immediately was like, there's no way in high hell that I can do this. I definitely am not built for this. I don't want to be any more famous than I just got. No. And I thought about it. I couldn't stop thinking about it for a couple of days because it was just such a high honor. And I started getting really confusing thoughts like maybe this is something I was meant to do, or maybe I need to grow into this. It's the Coen brothers, So they sent a script and I had it on the road, and I'm a very kind of patchy reader. And they wanted to have a meeting in New York. So I read the script about over the course of a month. I read it once and go to the Upper West Side and I believe it was Joel Coen's apartment. And I was there with my brother, and they asked my brother to wait outside, and I thought that was kind of weird. And I walk in, and embarrassingly now, I said, hey, I'm such a huge fan. It's so great to meet y'all. I've been really thinking about this. And I'd worked myself into such a tizzy that I went in and said, I'm totally willing to move my Australia tour to do this part. And, let's really make this happen. And I was trying to talk to them about Minneapolis, and they were kind of like, yeah, man, why don't we just sit down and read for a little bit?
Oh my
In
God.
that moment, it was the most dun moment in my life.
Oh
In
my
that
God.
moment, I realized that I was in an audition, and I didn't know that. And
Oh my God.
I was completely paralyzed. The movie ended up being acted by Oscar Isaac. It's a movie called Inside Llewyn Davis.
The
and
lead
so
part.
I'm sitting there. I'm a terrible actor. I've read this thing exactly once. And they're like, let's go to page 4. And I'm so bad. I'm sitting like kind of curled up in the couch, staring at the paper like this.
Oh my God.
They're kind of laughing. And I knew in that moment that it was okay that they were laughing at me because I was so bad. But anyways, it was one of
my
those learning
God.
experiences where if something doesn't feel right to you and you're not meant to do it, maybe just let it pass.
Trust your gut. That's
Good takeaway.
insane.
But it's also, he does have that vibe where it feels like he could pull kind of anything off. Like
Yeah.
I felt like I could watch him just read a phone book. Like,
yeah, he sucked me in just even with that story. So I'm not giving up on Justin.
yeah, on his acting career. That is really funny though that it was the lead part.
He said,
Oh my
I'll change my tour.
I'll change my tour. Oh God.
The other night I saw this ex of mine who is a writer, and she was this is one of my favorite stories. In the very beginning of her career, and she has pitch anxiety really bad, but she's successful now, very successful. But in the early days when she went to pitch this movie, oh my God, she's pitching. She said she has like 4,000 pages, not really, but just a huge stack of pages that she has to get through with her pitch. And she starts just feeling like the room's closing in on her, in the conference room with all the people staring at her. And,
oh God, my heart.
Yeah. And she's like having an out of body experience, like, oh my God. And she said her tongue starts swelling and she's sweating and she's like, oh my God, are these my teeth? Are these my hands? Is this how, like, just like what it, like, who am I? Am I like, and then she said after she starts sweating, she asked everyone in the room, she's like, is it hot in here? Are you guys hot? And everybody was sitting there going, no. And she's like, I'm really hot. And she gets up from the table. She walks over to the thermostat. And she said she's standing there looking at the thermostat and she's thinking, what am I doing? And she's trying to adjust the air. And she said she stood there for like, I don't know, a minute, just staring at the thermostat going, oh my God, I can't do this. And then she said the door was to her left and she just walked out the door and left.
Oh my God.
Oh my
That's the best. Oh my God. Yeah, I really understand that because once you get to that you've made the decision to get up and adjust the temperature in the room of someone else's office.
You can't go sit
You
back
can't
down
go
and
sit
do your
back down.
pitch.
Being the executives going, what just happened?
What just happened?
I'd be intrigued and impressed though by someone that just walked out. Like I'd kind of rather that than someone who stays and muddles
I
through.
would die laughing if I was the executive and the person just walks out the door.
So funny.
That's really good. I still think that the only reason I got Feel Good commission was that because I was bombing in every pitch and in the Netflix pitch, the main guy at one point leaned back in his chair and then went, whoa, 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 like that. In his chair, he almost fell over. And something in me, like my inner Tig almost came out and I wouldn't drop it. And I kept like coming back to it throughout the pitch. And it gave me this confidence, like, and I think the fact that I was really obsessed with that moment, I think that got me through.
That made you a star.
It just like humanized him in a way that I was like, okay, we're just people.
We're all fumbling.
We're fumbling through. Yeah.
Well, that is so funny. What a great question.
Yeah.
Great question.
And answer.
Well, thank you, Justin. We are all massive fans.
Massive fans. I saw him live at a festival really quick, and you could have heard, it was outdoors, and you could have heard like a pin drop of everyone just watching, this huge crowd, and I was crying. Everyone's crying, deeply moved.
Unrelated.
And unrelated, just attachment
Unhinged.
wounds. And then I turned to my right, and my friend Joe, who I thought was equally moved because he was just really sort of meditative. I realized that he's so drunk that he's fallen asleep standing up, which is, he was holding a balloon like this, and he was just like, but everyone
That's for you, Justin.
Sorry. No, but that was just because he was drunk.
I saw him in an outdoor venue as well. and I was sober, no balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very like almost a church-like experience. Seeing him.
absolutely.
I bet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That sexy voice like this.
Not as sexy as Fortune.
sexy voice.
And next time, maybe one of us will have some whiskey and air our grievances.
I still
Yeah.
have a little nip.
Fortune behaved herself
My
drunk
voice
this
is getting
time.
worse now.
Well, we'll wrap this up. So listen, our live streaming show is this Saturday, April 12th. Get your tickets now at our social media pages or dynastytypewriter.com. And also, if you enjoyed this episode or any other one, share this episode with your friends, family. Let's continue to build the handsome
You
What
can
is
say
it?
it. Community.
community. All right, there you go. I couldn't say it because I couldn't remember the word.
Yeah.
But also rate and review us, please, and subscribe to the podcast and subscribe to YouTube so you can see Fortune's sultry face and gams, and then also May's tinfoil hat.
Yeah. And let us know what question askers you'd like to hear from.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm curious who people would want to hear from.
And also, if you've gone to any of these hotels with May's top secret messages,
Yeah.
reach
Find
out
them.
because we got a free keychain for you. Just waiting.
I will say I forgot to hide one in the London hotel, so don't go there and look forever. But the one at the Silver Lake Pool House is
That one's there.
Cooling in. It's still there,
Yeah, don't even go there, girl.
yeah. What do you got coming up to promote?
Well, I have local shows at Largo and Dynasty Typewriter. I'll also be in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, June 14th. And get all my show information and everything else you need to know about me at tignotaro.com. Also, my friends Liz Feldman and Jesse Klein have a new incredible podcast called Here to Make Friends, produced by Mr. Thomas. And yeah, check that out. I cry on that episode.
For real?
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to listen.
I was not expecting that, but I did have a boohoo and I felt a little vulnerable. So there you go, Liz and Jesse. You're welcome for the numbers bump there because everyone's going to be running over to see me cry.
I'm just April 25th at Largo, and also check out maymartinmusic.com because I'm adding some tour dates soon, and there's cool merch, and also I'm really grateful to everybody who's streaming the album, and yeah, keep doing that.
Yeah. My tour just started. So I am
So far so good.
I will have a voice. Don't worry. It's all
Even
the
if you
material.
don't, you have your gams.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm coming to Albuquerque, Rockford, Illinois, Cleveland, Columbus, Greensboro, Roanoke, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Grand Rapids, Minneapolis, Kansas City, and we just added a ton of new dates for the fall that go on sale. That are on sale now. So check those out.
What a podcast.
Yeah,
what
what,
a
a podcast. Until next time,
Keep
it handsome.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like you know to check and make sure your toaster is plugged in when you're making breakfast in the morning. Toast and jam is so much more exciting than bread and jam.
Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
That was a HeadGum podcast.